Alright, so who's starting?
You can start with Steve.
So for speed, I have to bring up some of my hack scaling. Is that alright?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. So let me grab it out of my file. But basically, Doomslayer has a reactive power level, and he passively scales to whoever he's fighting to be superior to them in speed. I'm getting the scan for that right now.
Is that the guy who made a TikTok video about boundless characters?
I'm going to mute. Shut the fuck up.
Alright, I have to drop some of this in I have to drop it in halves because it's too long, but it's just like the codex entry from the game. I can give it to you in video format too if you'd rather that.
Alright, I'll read. It's fine. Let's see. Were you posting it in regular scans? Or
I was gonna post it in tournament scans.
okay. It's fine, posting tournament scans.
Alright. Make sure this is the right one. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so I gotta get the other half. Hold up. Paste. Paste that. That's the other half. So, and we know this should work because because he went from fighting. We know this is passive because he went from fighting normal demons to fighting the Icon of Sin, who has universal statements. And you can't go from fighting arguably city to town level creatures to fighting a universal creature like that unless it's passive because he canonically never takes damage in the fight. I'm dropping the stuff for the Icon of Sin as well for its universal statement.
No, still, man, that's fine. You got posted.
Okay.
Okay. My problem with this is so I'm fine with him getting stronger with the Record Evolution and him not getting hit. I'm just gonna say I would need more evidence because him just instantly getting stronger doesn't mean it's passive. It can be an ability he has to activate, and the enemy he fought could just be slower but stronger than him. So that's why they aren't touching him, but they can be stronger at first.
Okay, so we do know for a fact that it buffs his speed as well, and I have the scan for that if you would like that.
Sure.
There's that. The demons specifically in the scan say his power grows and his speed grows. And also, there's no evidence within any of his fights to show him activating an ability like that. So it's more simple to just assume it is passive than to be like there's an off-screen mechanic that we don't know about that requires another leap in logic. So we can just assume through Occam's razor that the more simple answer would be the correct one.
Well, most abilities in fiction don't really have an on-screen representation sometimes, but we still have indications to suggest it's passive because if we don't have we don't see him just because by your logic, right? He would have already been Universal Plus if you're saying it's passive.
No,
Unless
so it's
unless you're gonna
passive. It's passive when it comes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you if I did, but
I
it's
was gonna say
passive in the sense. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
unless
sorry.
you said like it has a range, and if it has a range, right, then I don't really think that's gonna that hurts you more because them actually quantify the range up to when like what distance do you have to be in for it to quote unquote be passive and then activate and then you evolve to your tier.
I would say I wouldn't say it alters the tier. I would say it would. I would say the idea is it's what causes it is the engagement in combat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I'm saying that like um if okay if the engagement okay I know it's the engagement in combat, but I'm saying that like do you not think he was fighting against like those forces throughout the entire game?
No, so he was not fighting those same forces throughout the entire game. The uh, the Icon of Sin itself is actually part of a separate faction. It's part of the Seraphs. It is a demon, and it would be allied with the demons, but it was being controlled by the Khan Maker, who is part of the race from Urdak, which is like the Doom. It's the Doom verse equivalent of Heaven.
Okay, did he fight that race like before this boss? Not the demons, but like that group before this, like I guess boss or enemy.
Not Yeah, so he did fight the Khan Maker, but that would also just play back into the fact that she is also a Uni Plus character, and I can prove that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to say that like then that proves that there's a like if you're gonna say like uni plus, then you can't you have to like the point you just used about him being sea level, then jumping up to that person's tiering wouldn't work because it'd be like oh uni plus like he would already be on their AP level like so. I also want to concede that or agree to it having a range, and I can outrange you if I don't get in close enough. But I'm following either or.
So, would you mind expanding on that for me? So,
Okay.
what exactly is your contention with the? So you're fine with him having a reactive power level.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, right? But I'm saying that like if you're gonna try to say it's passive, right? My problem with that is that if it was passive, why wasn't he already universal plus to begin with? And then we went on to that. And you said, well, he wasn't really fighting them at first. He's fighting a different person. So I said, okay, does he fight this person at the start or after like he fought the quote unquote group that this person was aligned with? And you said after he fought like the group he was aligned with. So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, he should have already been universal plus if it was passive, but he wasn't. So that shows you that it's not passive in a sense, or if
So
it is, it
the
has a range.
issue with that is that doesn't change the fact that it's passive because he did in fact fight that group, and
Yeah, I
they're
know.
also Uni
I'm agreeing with
Plus.
that. I'm saying that okay, yeah, but I'm saying that if you're saying it's passive, I mean it has a range then because it's not instantly activating. Because it's getting close.
I guess I'm fine with. I guess I'm fine with. I'm fine with that actually. Yeah, yeah, no, that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay.
All right. Do you want to go into your scaling now?
Okay, but before you do that, do you want to like at least quantify his baseline speed without that? Because if like let's say for example like I get like a billion times FTO and then your base speed's like what subsonic, that mean like I can just fly away, attack from afar. You can't get in close enough to activate the ability, so you just get like outranged.
So baseline, he should be. Shit, hold up. Sorry, I just fucking opened Doom. I was getting scans out of it, but so he should. At normally, he should at least be FTL because of him dodging the Con Maker's attacks. The Con Maker was able to fill uh an infinite universe with her with a storm via her presence. So That's that's actually another thing I would like to point out. I want to contend that as far as his speed, I should be able to use his speed from the Icon of Sin, because the Icon of Sin's power, if you read it, it works via he's going to create a supermassive black hole that will eventually destroy the entire universe, which to destroy the entire universe and not be instantaneous, it would have to be massively faster than light.
Okay.
If it's expanding like that, and he would scale to that attack because of how his powers work, because he killed the thing.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I heard you just say it was like the comic maker or whatever the enemy you just quoted. Has this attack that has it expands infinitely.
Yeah, it fills the entire realm of Urdak, which is a universe-sized realm.
Okay, you know like the speed cap is like MFTL plus, right?
No, it's just an aura thing. It's not like a speed thing necessarily.
But you just said that like the aura like traverses like an infinite distance.
Fuck. Shit. Oh. But
No. Continue. No.
What?
No.
Are you a judge, Princess?
Yeah, I'm a judge.
Oh, okay. I was about to say to shut up. Okay.
Alright, I'll drop that point. But
Okay.
I would like to go with the I would like to still go on with the
Massive black hole. Okay.
with the supermassive black hole argument.
Okay. That's fine. We can go on with this.
Okay.
All right. You okay? You understand? Like, okay. Disregarding the universe expanding, that means like the universe is stationary, so it could move. It could that black hole could literally be like any time between I can say I can like 10 times, sometimes FTL, and it would still like consume it over time.
It would have to. So this is it's implied there, saying eventually that it would consume the entire universe, though. So therefore, you can't really say it's like, because if it's only going 10 times, it would probably actually not reach the end of the universe before like the heat death of the universe occurs. So it would have to be massively faster than light, unless you can quantify how fast it, like the baseline minimum it would have to be to consume it before like the universe time span is up.
Okay, let's see how long a universe, like an average universe time span is. You fine with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Average universe time span.
And we're also gonna have to subtract the amount. This is set in what would presumably be a version of our universe. So we would have to take off the amount our universe is estimated to actually have been around as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm not going to take this, but it says here. Let me read it more because I'm not. It's not out of context. Okay. Off. Okay. Here we go.
All right, you're dropping this in tournament scans.
Yeah.
Okay, let me open that. Okay.
Let me see this. Okay, our universe is roughly 13.8 billion years old. Okay, so I guess yeah.
We have around 5 billion left from what
Yeah.
I'm reading here.
Yeah,
Okay.
around 5. That's consistent. Okay.
So I don't have
black
any
hole-
problem with that.
Okay, so the black hole needs to at least travel around 5 billion light years within. Yeah, at least 5 billion light years within like that. What's that? What's that? How long is 5 billion light years in like normal time?
Let me look that up. I'll help you find that. Light years, I believe, is actually a measure of distance, not time,
Yeah,
though.
it is.
So
Yeah, distance. Looking for time. What? The distance time frame. A time. Yeah, we don't have a time frame. We can't do the calc, I guess. Oh, okay. I'm stupid.
I've got the
I read it wrong.
distance. So
Wait,
I read it
are
wrong.
you
Read it wrong.
okay?
I read it wrong. Stupid. It said 5 billion years, not light years. Okay, so that's the time frame. 5 billion years.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we need to find out approximately how large the universe would be.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got the conversion for how much a light year is in miles as well. I don't know if you'd prefer kilometers or anything like that, though.
That's fine. It doesn't really matter. We can still do the calc. Let's see. Okay. I looked up universe and it said it's like 93 billion light years. It probably is more or less that. We can really. I don't. It really doesn't matter. Okay. Let me see. I think I can do this easy if I just. Where's the calc? Okay. I'm gonna put that in light seconds because this is pretty easy. If you look up if you look up how many light years is in a second, I'm pretty sure you can just do 60 times 60 times that number divided by the light seconds you start off with, and you can use that. Yeah, it's easy like that because I'm looking at a calc that you get for that for MCU specifically. They did this to cover the distance, like how much somebody moves in a time frame, in comparison to light years, and that's really how it works. So
Okay. I don't have any contention with that. I'm not big into calcs, so I don't have the knowledge to contend any issues with that.
all right, so here's what 1,000 light years is. This is 1,000 light years. Okay.
Okay.
Here is how many? Let's see. 93 billion divided by 1,000. It's like what? 9.3 billion? Yeah. No, I'm stupid. That's test 10. Oh my god. It's in the millions. Yeah, it's in the millions. Okay, it's in the millions.
You're good, fam. You're good.
I don't feel like doing these quick conversions. Oh my god. That.
Hey, man, I'm an English major, so like I'm allergic to math.
I think that's 93 million. I mean 93 million. I'm pretty sure. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, that's 93. That's 93 million. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So light seconds. Okay, so 93 million. Three billion light years to light seconds. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is better. All right. So this times 10 to the power of 18. So let's do it real quick. 2. Okay. Let's move over to 1. Let's move over to 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And double check. Decimals right here. 1, 2, 3. Decimals right there. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, okay. 18. Okay, there you go. This is how many light seconds there is.
Okay.
Alright. That's the distance. Let's look. Okay, now time frame. 60 seconds. There are 60 seconds and a minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour, so 60 times 60. And then we get the time frame. Let's see. Billion light years. Light years to hours. Let me look at that. I mean, light year to hour. That is. No, okay. No. Let's keep it.
Do you need help with the math?
Nah, I got it.
Okay, okay.
I like how Annihilarg's just on top of it already.
Yeah. Okay.
I've worked this out twice.
There are 8,760 hours in a year. Times that by 93. And we. Okay, let's put that in the calculator. 60. Alright, and then we get this number. Alright. Alright. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that big ass number divided by 60 times 60 times that number right there.
Okay.
That should be the speed.
Okay.
At max. We take it like to like utmost extent. And let me do that math real quick. Times 60 times 60. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna put this in a calculator.
Okay.
Okay. This is the number I got. Let me check if I could do a more conversion. Make sure. Okay. Doesn't look like it.
That's another good point. Are you accounting for the expansion?
Not really now. But
Okay,
this should
so-
be fine enough for you to go. Still.
Well, I was gonna say that could be considered a low ball if
Yeah.
the expansion is like a high enough amount to where it would matter, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that's clear because you did mention that you mentioned that you thought this would be his utmost extreme for what he can do right now. So this
Yeah.
would be more of a low ball with
It'd be
with,
it'd be like the lowest version of a high ball because they're not counting for the expansion, which like I don't even know how they go about that.
Plutus, do you know how to account for the expansion? Do you know that calc?
Me telling him?
What'd you say?
Jin,
The expansion of what?
the universe. Jin, you okay with me
Oh
telling
hell
him?
no! No one's calcing that.
No, because all you... Jin, it's like... Jin, you okay with me explaining it? You can calc for it pretty easily, assuming it's uniform. Just use
That's
that.
the problem.
Just use
Let
that though.
me-
It's...
So
if you have...
we would
Okay.
assume it's uniform, so we just use like a set speed.
Yeah, not like accounting for the expansion. You're like in like the 1 billion fucking 500 million turn, like halfway to 500 1.5 billion type shit. You're
Okay,
not.
so that's still massively faster than light, so that's fine.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, yeah, fine.
If anybody doesn't mind running the calc with like the best you can get for the expansion, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'll give you a kiss, man. Just help me out. Do you want to start with your speed scaling now? By the way,
Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay.
Wait, so what's his speed scaling at?
He's at not counting for like the expansion, which like I guess we don't have really a number for right now. His highest speed scaling on the low ball is like 1.5 billion, like halfway in there.
Okay. Math isn't your strong suit. Okay.
Shut up, bitch. That is 1.5. It's like that's 1.5 billion. Look at that. That's one. That's 1
Hurry
billion.
on,
That's
hurry on,
like
hurry on.
5 billion.
No, no, it's fine. Do speed scaling, bitch.
Okay, so here is a speed count for Captain Marvel. It's like roughly the same amount as yours.
okay.
It's a little bit lower. It's like 1.4 446 shit. Still around here though. Here you go.
Right.
Come on, and then you since you watch all like not all of it, but most of the MCU movies, you agree like base Thanos scales to Captain Marvel and speed because like the whole exchange he did all weekend against her, and he like reacts, fires away with the power stone.
Can you show that her travel speed is relative to her combat speed?
That's fine. I got you. Did you watch the Captain Marvel movie?
That is actually not. No, no. I stopped after Endgame. I need to catch up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get it. Let me see if they have a clip on it on YouTube. If not, I'll just like have to stream me going into a site with it.
It's chill, man.
I'll see.
But that would be my main contention. Is I don't you don't necessarily like for example, Wonder Woman's combat speed is supposed to be faster than like Superman's, but he can fly way fucking faster than she can
We all
travel.
still need the expansion of the universe, right?
I would like it. I would like it if you don't mind.
It doesn't do a lot unless you have it's only like 140 like 9,000 miles per hour.
No, you have to account for the fact we're riding 5 billion years for acceleration, though.
Yeah, you do have to do that.
Well, it's that amount per parsec.
Oh,
So it'd be like if you're going
that
from
was-
one end to the other, that's like one part versus another part. It's not like the
I
entirety.
think it's
of
roughly
expansion.
like 70 kilometers per second. That's rate of expansion.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's not.
yeah,
That's
and
not
then I
fast.
count and then I turn that to miles per hour. So yeah, 70 mile. It's like 70 kilometers per second, and then like that's like per per parsec, which is like a couple like it's a big fucking distance. How big is a parsec again? Yeah, it's like 3.26 million light years. So
light years.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I don't-
It doesn't do a lot. It doesn't do a lot for scaling.
No, yeah. What the 70 thing is the acceleration.
Yeah, the 70. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the acceleration per parsec. So
Yeah, I don't think that does a lot for him though. It'll still put it a little bit higher, but I don't think that's
I
breaking.
mean, I don't think it's necessary, to be honest with you. I think I have something that up my sleeve that'll help.
Okay, let me get this for you. All right. The full Captain Marvel movie. What the hell? There's no way someone posted this on YouTube.
They definitely did.
Ain't no fucking way. That's a W. What the fuck? Yeah.
Hell yeah. I can watch a shitty movie.
HD quality.
Hell yeah.
All right, let me go.
Alright. Where's the what's the timestamp?
Yeah, I'm getting that. This is not clickbait. Or am I just at the wrong scene?
Interesting.
That's definitely clickbait. This is like, what's this? Posted April Fools? No,
Is
it's
this-
4 hours ago. This is definitely clickbait. Fuck you, bro. What the fuck? Yo,
What is this shit?
what is that?
Went to the 30-minute mark and it was like a fucking bear.
Like, what the fuck? Alright, here it is. Final battle scene. Alright.
Alright.
I'm gonna definitely so I can like get the exact thing real quick.
Donovan, check DMs, because like this number's pretty fucking big.
When I'm out in a game.
How do you keep playing Halo, bro? Don't you always lose. What's the point?
Halo Infinite was pretty bomb.
Question.
It was pretty fucking good. Did you say Halo? I thought you said Halo.
Yes, definitely who's playing Halo.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't fucking stupid there. I didn't want you to be like, hey, he's playing Destiny, and I'm like, Halo Infinite was good.
Bitch ass tryhards, bro. Fucking Christ.
Donovan, are you in Crucible?
No, I'm not playing Destiny, bro. Fuck Destiny.
Lick my fucking asshole.
Like, Jackie, I don't play Destiny. Like, come on, bro.
Hey, are you the dude who was talking to me the other day about doing Destiny scaling, by the way? Well, I think I heard your voice somewhere out there.
Yeah, I've been on that shit.
Okay, yeah, that's who I thought it was. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Jesus Christ, these dudes are up each other's assholes. My God.
You good, Jim? Okay, he's muted and silent and like deafened himself. That's lit.
What?
I found it. Here you go. Here is a clip of the Ronin fleet tagging her in flight, and her being to shoot down like these ships that can, like, able like obviously react and like shoot weapons that can tag her.
Let me watch this. Are you cool with giving me a sec to watch this thing?
I got you. Yeah. Hit naked. What? What? Why do you say that? Wrong with you?
Okay, I have a few contentions with this. First off, there's no reason to think this would be her like max flight speed, and secondly, you can tell she's not traveling that fast because of the distance between the planet and the ship. She's like just flying fast enough to like keep up with the fighters that are coming after her, and there's no reason to assume that those are anywhere near the speed of light.
Okay. Okay. Before I attack like her not going full speed, like what's this argument about the distance in the ship? Like,
okay, so we know she's not traveling FTL here because of how close the ship is to the fucking planet. Would you agree that that ship's closer than we would to be to like our sun?
I don't think that really matters, but sure. Go ahead. Keep continuing.
Okay, so light takes 8 seconds to get from our sun to our planet. So why would if you're trying to say she's traveling FTL and she's heading straight towards this ship, why is she taking so long to get there?
Okay. Do you know what like cinematic timing is? Like they like people like in cinema, right? When people can fly at certain speeds, right? They will make it to where in perspective base that you're in the shoes of the character, you like or like in the scenes of the character, like, oh, we're moving at this speed right? So time progresses like X fast, compared to what people would normally ask. Like for example, that's like a nanosecond to her, but right, but in reality, for like this is nanosecond for her. No.
Yeah,
It's a nanosecond for humans, like regular humans, but it's like full seconds for her in her perspective because she's like moving so fast, right? I think that's just cinematic time.
I'm fine. No, I disagree because you can see she's flying relative to the.
Yeah, I know, no, but I'm saying that like in the fight scene, they're putting it in perspective where now we're gonna look through the lens and if we're characters moving this fast and not humans. That's what cinematic timing is. They switch the lens. Don't switch we actually see the fight. They do this all the people do this all across fiction. Like people can like move at infinite speeds, yet like seconds are passing. It doesn't mean like these people are now slow. It's just that we shift the perspective. Now we're looking at the fight through their lens or speeds that can comprehend them.
Okay, so you're trying to say that these ships should be traveling at relative speeds to her. Then.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna get into why she's like going all out. There's literally a scene like right before this, to where she's talking to like the Kree mothership, and they're trying to restrain her and like put her back under control. And she was like, "My whole life I've been flying a ship like I had one hand. What happens if I just put both my hands on the wheel?" And then like we see her like busting the flames, then like gets that new glow up from with like her eyes and shit.
Binary.
Binary, and she starts to just like she used that shit on the Kree things, and they just like tag her and stuff. So I think the implication in this scene is that she's finally embracing her full powers because she really hasn't seen them in years.
Busting the flames. Yeah, so my issue with that is like that doesn't correlate to her feat before necessarily. She could just be flying at her maximum combat speed, and that would.
No, but I'm saying
that's just as easy an assertion, and you can't prove that that she's going at the same speed she did when she was traveling to get Tony and Nebula.
No, I'm saying I'm saying the narrative, right, is that she's embracing her full powers, right, because she hasn't seen them in like so long, she doesn't even know what they are. So the scene is represent her using them finally, and after all these years. So guess what happens? She can tag when she's embracing these powers, and then she tags people that tag her while she's embracing these powers. And then for the Nebula thing, if you think she's not using her full speed, that upscales her more, because then you would just like, okay, like boom, she's that fast. She's like
I'm saying that travel speed and combat speed are different. It doesn't change anything.
I know they're different, but I'm saying they scale to each other in this scene, because obviously she gets tagged while flying by ships that can react to her speed and even travel with her, and then her combat speed can also tag these ships that tag her travel speed.
No, see the issue with that then is you still can't correlate her getting Tony and getting Tony and this. You can't correlate those two because you can't prove that she's traveling you can't prove that this combat speed is not just her max combat speed, and her travel speed and combat speed, which is widely considered to be different assertions.
I know they're different.
You can't necessarily connect them.
I know VSB and people like say like travel speed and combat speed are different speeds, but they can still scale to each other via feats, right? And this is the feat I'm showing. And then to show that they like she isn't like holding back or anything in the scene with the Kree ship, I brought up the whole narrative argument with the powers thing. How she's like, what happens if I put both my hands on the wheel for the first time? And then she's embracing it and using that same power to fight the Kree. And if you think she's not using that same type of effort against Tony and them, her feet is faster at full power.
The issue there is it could just be different kinds of exertion. Like, for instance, like travel and combat speed, depending on the verse, can be similar. Like for Goku, it's relatively similar. But in this case, I don't see a reason to say that. You haven't proven that. Like, and just saying she's going all out doesn't necessarily mean that she's going at her full travel speed. Like, it could be exerting different parts. It could be exerting her mind as well to try to keep up with what she's doing. It could be a mental exhaustion as well as a physical exhaustion. See, just because she's going all out doesn't mean she's going all out in travel speed. Like,
I don't think
the speed you can run at is different different from the speed you can fight at. But would you agree that they will both tire you out? Like, is a boxer just as tired at the end of a fight as someone who ran a marathon would be?
Hold up. I don't hold up before I answer that. Give me like a second. My mom's calling me.
You're good, fam.
This nigga Seraph beasting right now. Shit.
Archie, stop gooning.
Well, actually, I'm not even gooning. I actually think.
Yeah, he's doing well.
I appreciate
Actually,
it.
really well.
I'm trying to get out of bronze.
Someone get
What the
him
fuck is this
silver,
dude in
bro.
bronze? What the fuck?
Promote him. That's crazy.
It's just because I don't really debate here. I've
So
done a
he does
few
not get
debates.
seats, that's why he's doing.
Yeah, no, that's why. Yeah, no, and
this
I haven't
dude's
really
like a little. This dude's like a
debated many
little
people.
Noodles Junior, bruh. That little country accent. I fuck with it.
Oh, let's say you're gonna downplay him and call him Noodles Jr.? Damn.
Okay, Donovan, what do you have against
That's not a
Noodles,
fucking
bro?
downplay. What the fuck?
I'm back.
All I know for sure though is I'm definitely below Tamaki because that man shit on me one time so hard I've been afraid to challenge the man since. It's bad.
I'm back.
How make
All
he
right.
upscale?
All right. About the physical function point, I don't think that really matters because you look at this scene here, like I was like saying beforehand. If you go to what's this?
Okay.
53, 54 seconds, right? She's talking to the Supreme Intelligence, right, which been controlling her whole life, and she literally said verbatim, like, I've been fighting with like one hand tied behind my back for my entire life, right, trying to show like they're suppressing her powers, and then she like what happens if I like finally like set both of them free, right, like representing her full powers, and she gets her binary form, her eyes glow and everything, like, so I don't think like she's like mentally exhausted at any point in time because even if you think she was. The implication is that binary is above anything she's showcased previously.
Okay, so all I have to do is say that still doesn't affect my argument. It's still
Kind of does.
still just no, like I disagree because all I have to say for this to make sense is you have not proven that those speeds are comparable to one another.
I have. I showed you her traveling.
No,
and her
you
getting
showed me.
tagged.
You showed me a video of her fighting in space. This
Yeah,
is
and why?
speed,
And when
this is
she's
speed.
fighting, she's flying in space, and she gets tagged by the cruise ship. And then next scene, like literally right after, she fought like she used her combat speed to tag the same cruise ship that can tag her while flying. Like that's blatantly her.
That's her. No, that's not blatantly her combat speed. She's just dodging at the speed. All I have to do is say she is flying at the speed she can combat at, because she's going there. She's going there. She's going there with she's going there with the intention of fighting the ships.
Yeah,
So
do you not think her flying at her maximum speed like would help, especially with the scene trying to showcase that she's using her full powers, her finally full 100% self. So I don't think that mental exhaustion point really like is at all like possible or plausible at all. It's not probable. It's literally not probable. It's more probable that she's using her 100% self because that's what the scene's trying to showcase. And then she's flying in space. She's not even firing weapons. She's just flying in a straight line, and she gets tagged. And then literally right after, she tags the ships that can tag her and react to her and fly in space with her. Like I don't know how blatant else like it's showing like comparable between the two speeds. Like I don't know. If you think you won this, we can leave it to the judge and we can move on.
I would prefer to leave this to the judge if that's all right with you.
Okay.
Because I disagree. I think my argument's solid there.
Okay. I'll finish my scaling.
Okay.
So assuming I won this point, just to finish my scaling, and Thanos scales to the Captain Marvel shit, he makes sure that number right there. Let me copy and paste the number so I don't get like.
You're good though.
Okay. Okay.
Shank, stop breathing in the mic, bitch. Thank you.
Alright. Here is. Okay. Are you aware that Infinity Stones like amp you?
Yeah, the Infinity Stones totally amp you.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get this then. Here is like are you aware of like the blitz that Ultron did to Thanos?
I would. Can you post it?
Yeah, I'll post it. Like Thanos
I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about from? Are you talking about from the animated series? What if?
Yeah, you're right there. Like Thanos couldn't even like react, comprehend, and move off the way. Like he just got like blitzed like heavily. And that's Ultron one Infinity Stone. Obviously, full sets of Infinity Stones, amply more. So what I'm making the argument right now is I'm gonna quantify. Obviously, like we agree, like Ultron without Infinity Stone is below Thanos without Infinity Stones because of like Age of Ultron scaling. Like that is
Not necessarily, because not necessarily. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
okay.
Can you substantiate why you would say that?
Okay. There's a statement from the directors themselves that says like Tony's armor during like the Infinity War, Age of Ultron, not Age of Ultron, Infinity War Endgame shit is like the best kind of armor he's ever gonna get, which means like it's superior to like Age of Ultron shit, and like there's literally a scene of him like just swapping hands with Ultron back then.
Well, I mean, the issue with that is like most of the Avengers are already fairly relative at that point. Can I get that statement that
Yeah,
you mentioned?
Mhm. All right, scrolling up. Here it is. Okay, it's from the director's cut of the I believe this is Endgame. That's when Thanos first shows. No, it's Infinity War. That's when he first shows up. And the other one is from um like wikis and official sources from the character files of the MCU. You can see it talk about how like the nanotech is like the best it's ever gonna get.
Okay. Let me. Will you give me a second to read these?
Yeah.
So. Okay. So, what's the deal with the top one? The top one's just talking about artistic design choices.
Let me get the statement for you right there. And I'm just saying like the top one supposed to like represent like the nanotech. You can see it's supposed to like I'm just showing you like evidence that like when what to call it, the authors are just pointing out nanotech being like Tony's peak design because they're like talking about stuff with nanotech. I was just making sure you knew it was nanotech. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
no, it's nanotech. Okay, I was just confused. That's chill. Spider.
I think Iron Spider is nanotech as well. I got it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just reading it.
Okay.
Um,
Alright.
they pretty blatantly work similarly.
Yeah.
Is this scene here for
That's the director's cut when they're talking about Tony versus Thanos.
this is Infinity War, right?
Yeah. They're talking about Tony versus Thanos and the Infinity War fight.
Yeah. Well, if I'm not mistaken, this would track like the Tony scaling should track because I think there was a director's thing that said he kind of purposely like a director's statement that said Tony nerfed his suit in some ways. Yeah, for the in-game fight to be more conducive to getting the Infinity Stones. So like that should track that this would be one of his best suits. I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty fair.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So Ultron with Infinity Stone, he's able to blitz Thanos, who had like 4 Infinity Stones. So before I go into that, now that we already have base Thanos above Ultron Infinity Stones can blitz that Thanos after he got
Well, that's
stronger.
not- Okay, but the problem with that is there's no
What?
There's no concrete scaling for Vision for the Vision body with Ultron using it because it's pretty blatantly stated that Jarvis doesn't really know how to use Vision's body like multiple times. So you can't really scale someone who made it plus it being amped with the Infinity Stone as well. You know, because plus it having the Infinity Stone in the first place, it shouldn't. I don't know if you can say that that would necessarily scale from one another, you know, because this is legitimately another universe version who's blatantly stronger than the one we're comparing.
Okay. I think that this difference in powers more so comes from the Infinity Stone more than Vision's body, because Vision's the only thing that like Vision's body's really had, because like obviously, Vision, from what we see, from what he does on panel, right? He can't produce like an electric shockwave, right? Like an EMP thing, right? Which doesn't affect their ability, or is like literally electric shockwave. But nothing to him that's like making shields, making him tank, right? But we do know
Actually,
what.
I'm actually more interested in saying that it would buff his reaction time because that's what this point's about. That's what this whole thing's about is we're talking about reaction time.
I'm talking about Thanos.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that I don't think you can necessarily use this line of scaling because of how much stronger a vision powered by Ultron would be because it's blatantly a better AI with that's more capable. So his reaction time should be higher than Vision's.
No, I think when they say like Vision can't control as well as Ultron, it's referring to like the powers they have access to, and the powers they have access to is the abilities. And what we see is that Vision, he can't use this EMP shockwave, but Ultron can. But then they both can do like flight. They can both turn like I guess pseudo invisible and go through objects, shit like that.
So you are agreeing that you're acknowledging here that it does in some ways nerf Vision.
Only in reference to the powers he access to, not just for their ability or AP.
Okay, but I'm saying it would. I'm saying it would. It's possible. I'm introducing it as a possibility.
I'm not agreeing with the possibility. No.
No,
I would
that's
like you to substantiate that.
That's what I'm making. Okay, so there are multiple times. Would you be all right with me getting a? So can I get clarification on the rules? Like if I have a scan, if I think of a scan from his thing, and I produce it from like my brain, and I'm not going to like a versus battle wiki or something looking, can I?
You can
bring that scan in.
only grab evidence either we both agree to or like
Okay.
from the scans I post already.
Okay,
Like,
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to make clear.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, can I get that? Can I get that scan for the electric shock? Then would you be fine with providing that?
Yeah, I got you. Ultron kills the Avengers. Yeah, and this EMP basically makes like all world technology go off. Like it's literally just an EMP basically.
Let me watch this.
Go to like 40 seconds.
Okay. Okay. Few contentions with this based off of this. There's no to show that it should essentially he should be amped because there's no reason to think that Vision, even with his laser, would be able to damage Captain America's shield.
Yeah, I think it's
Because-
you understand. You know where that
because-
laser's from? The laser's from the
Uh-oh.
mind. It's not from Vision's body.
Yeah, but I'm saying that Vision's Mind Stone abilities, we've never seen something on that level to be able to pierce crap, to be able to pierce Captain America's shield, which in this evidence you agreed to, it's broken on the ground, and it wouldn't necessarily. Wait. Let me finish my thing because I still got some stuff. If that's cool.
Mhm.
It's also not evident that it was blasted with the Mind Stone either. It was you can tell it's shattered, so that would denote some kind of kinetic energy, like a punch or like a breaking in half, and it's sharded. It's like it's got like shards everywhere of it, and like two main pieces broken. So that, along with the fact that Thanos was barely able to damage the shield with a weapon, and Thanos blatantly overpowered Vision with no issues in Infinity War. That would lead me to say that these two don't scale to one another.
Okay. About the Infinity War thing, you understand? Like Vision was like weakened because he got stabbed by like Baron Corbin, whatever his name is. not the wrestler, but like the fucking the Black Order nigga. Like literally stabbed him. He couldn't even walk for like the entire movie. So I think that's a weakened Vision. Because Vision even says how that stab disrupted his connection with the Mind Stone. But which shows more that like the Mind Stone is what make like the closer out the Mind Stone, the like more powerful blast they are. So I literally think that's because of the Mind Stone and Ultron being stronger than their bodies being different.
Yeah, base Vision from the MCU also just doesn't have the AP feats to say he could break through.
I'm saying
break through Captain America's shield, though.
I'm saying that that's from the Mind Stone. Like Ultron's connection is bigger than Vision's. That's why his laser is stronger. But then
so you're acknowledging the Mind Stone connection that he can better exploit would amp his AP.
Only for the laser, because that's the only thing that like the Mind Stone gets.
I just demonstrated that.
Yeah, for the
it's more
laser.
probable that because you didn't.
Laser. What?
No, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. That's not what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, I brought up that it appears to be more of a kinetic energy thing that broke the shield because it's broken. It's broken as if someone snapped it or punched it like in a kinetic way, not like it was incinerated by the Mind Stone way. So, or melted by the Mind Stone. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a laser.
But lasers don't always have to like incinerate things. They can just break them.
Okay, so can you show anywhere that it's exhibited that kinetic energy before?
Lasers. Yeah, I'll show you Vision lasers. MCU. Here you go. Okay, so you understand his lasers can cause explosions, right? So
Yeah,
it's
but
like-
that doesn't necessarily denote like a kinetic energy, like what would be seen, like what would break
not-
the shield.
okay. No, I'm saying if it can cause explosions, right? And
Right.
we both know if an object is strong enough, like the shield won't like melt or break it.
Right.
I'm more still talking about melting, but the explosion, and the impact from the explosion can be too great for Captain America's shield. And then that support, I'm using this to say, okay, well we know the Mind Stone connection is for giving like Vision like these extraordinary, Ultron Vision these extraordinary powers.
Can you show me his? Can you show me his laser causing explosions?
Yeah, here you go. Go to the timestamp of 6 minutes.
It
And-
says the video is unavailable. It
What?
says it's blocked by copyright.
I'm only watching it.
Yeah, no, like I clicked it. Like, is anybody else having this issue?
I can stream it. Hold up. Like,
Yeah,
me
if you want to stream it, that's fine. Wait. Yeah, no, it's saying blocked by copyright. Maybe it's a country thing.
yeah, it might be a country thing. Can you hop my shit?
Both American.
Can you see it?
Let me.
Okay. I always have to. Someone in the VC cannot join my stream because it's gonna crash it. So only the
Even me, I tried to get into it.
okay. I would like for only the judges and my opponent to join my stream. So it's like
That's fine. That's fine.
okay. You in?
Let me. I can't see anything, but I am over your stream.
Can the judges see at least?
Yeah, I can see it. True, can you see it?
Nope. It's
Yeah,
it's me. It's me joining that's crashing it for some reason. Can you?
just find another clip on YouTube. Just find like a different clip. If you know the scene, just look for that scene and find it.
I can just do this. I'm gonna hopefully that doesn't like fuck it up.
Why is this nigga playing Valorant?
Valorant is pretty bad, to be honest with you. All right. So what's the name of the scene you said? Skins. Let me look. So it's the fight with it's where he shoots down fucking War Machine, right? Hello? You good there? Anybody there, Ghetto?
Alright, recorded. See here that he uses the Mind Stone to shoot the robot, and you see like a bright.
Are you talking about So
When you
this is where he shoots down War Machine, right?
No, not the War Machine. I'm talking about when he kills like Ultron's final body. You see it hit the robot, and it causes a bright light explosion that expands and then dissipates.
You just say that's the robot exploding, though. We know those robots explode.
Okay, it's been 1 hour.
I know how things. I'm saying okay. You understand like the way like explosions work, like it has to impact the surface, and then once it impacts on something, it expands and then dissipates after it reaches peak.
Well, if there's something to cause the explosion, yeah, and we know those robots explode. This isn't.
Okay, I'm saying that it's the Mind Stone, not the robot exploding, because we see like how the robots explode. They don't cause like this bright light. I can get you clips of Age of Ultron where the robots get destroyed and like no bright light like that. So the light is really the same color as the Mind Stone too. What supports more is just the Mind Stone causing the explosion, not the robot.
I've got your thing right here. Let me watch it.
it. Plutus,
Yes, hard
I
true.
have every legend on Valhalla now.
Did you pay for that shirt?
Yes. I'm addicted.
Slimy Nitro if you got money for that.
No. I'm addicted to this game, man.
I never made the case that the Mind Stone wasn't destroying it. Wasn't the thing that was going to destroy him. But this whole thing still goes back to the fact that there's no AP feat to show that base vision could do this to scale the Ultron that we know from the Ultron that would be in What If.
Okay, I think
That you couldn't scale them off of one another. Yeah, I could just say in that same realm that Thanos should be weaker then. Should have worse reaction time.
I think I already addressed that. We can move on. I don't think Thanos should be weaker. Character too.
So you want to move on and just let the judges decide on this point?
Yeah, about the Ultron point, yeah. I'll just finish my family. Okay, so because of that, yeah, I'll get VSBs. Actually, yeah, VSB, it doesn't really matter. They do the same thing. Obviously, this speed blitz somebody to that extent, be like at least faster than eyesight. So I'm going to lowball it and just equate it to like bullets to humans. Like, you agree?
If I'm not mistaken, bullets, that's a similar comparison, but bullets are a little over the cap for how fast we could track something anyway, if I'm not mistaken.
It's like faster than eyesight. I know. That's like what's happened to like Thanos. Like, you see, like the laser comes, like he couldn't even move, dodge, or like perceive. He just like I couldn't have. It's similar.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that Thanos could just have trash reaction speed, or this fucking Vision could just be incomparably faster than the one we know.
Okay. I think we are going for that point.
Yeah. So
then
that's
okay.
just what I was saying.
Okay, I'll just continue my scaling then. Okay, so regular like average humans move at around 11. Yeah, right here. VSB has it. I'll get you this.
Good.
11 miles per hour to 17 miles per hour, something like that. Here.
All right.
And
it should be at least.
Yeah, then right here. Okay, right there. You see, yeah, right there, subsonic. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, subsonic, which is like flashing eyesight. It ranges from 76 to 383. And I'm using the fact that there's 550 stones. So it'd be like 76, or it'd be like 383 times times what's this? Times 5, right? Or like those numbers to the 5th power, I'm pretty sure, because just times them by themselves 5 times. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's not times 5, but it's to the power of 5. Doesn't really matter. Power of 5. And the reason I'm making that argument, because if that's made from Ultron's connection to the Infinity Stones, obviously he gets those Infinity Stones right after killing Ultron, so the amp should be as great, because his connection wouldn't change. It would be greater, because obviously got all stones, understands the universe a lot more. The stones supposed to represent the universe. I'm pretty sure you know about that.
Okay, so you're saying that.
Hello?
Okay, could you restate your argument?
I'm arguing that Captain Marvel was that fast, right? Base Thanos scales to this, right? Vision is fast, right? Ultron is only Ultron's ass, right? Ultron's only strong due to his connection to the Mind Stone, right? That's why he's so crazy fast and fucking beefy, right? And then he gets more stones, right? So he should have a similar connection, because that's what made him that strong. He understands these connections to the stones. He it wouldn't change, obviously. It's like being good at math. Just because a similar concept of math came up, you're not going to be as bad. Addition, you should be still good at addition. Even if more addition came up. And then because of that, it'll be 73 or 385 to the 5th power, and then you would multiply the Captain Marvel number by that number to get to the 5th power, and then I'm gonna, because SBA strongest can inform, I'm using MCU Dr. Strange. I'm gonna say strongest can inform is Evil Strange, and then him and Evil Strange able to combat, and Evil Strange seems to have the upper hand on most encounters. So he's just he's just above that Ultron, who's like that number 2, like a fucking crazy ton. That's also why that Vision thing. I don't think that Vision point actually matters now I think about it, because I'm still in
Wait,
love
Jen,
with
which strange are you using?
Evil Strange, the one that fought what you call it?
Using Strange Supreme.
Strange Supreme, the one that fought Ultron, that like ballistic thing on Infinity Stones.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh,
I'm gonna do
Smoky
this
said.
math real quick. I'm gonna do math real quick, right?
Okay,
So-
see, the point that I'm making is it goes back to the fact that you can't prove that.
Yeah, I know. I can't prove that like Vision
You
can do
can't
that.
prove that. You also can't even. I still had an issue with you trying to scale Captain Marvel to her travel
Yeah,
speed
no,
as well.
yeah, it's the judges. We're up to the judges.
Okay.
My problem right now is that I don't actually think that Vision point matters. Essentially because I just realized that I'm scaling to like the Ultron Vision, right? So like Vision Ultron being stronger than Vision and Vision having no speed doesn't like actually matter. I could agree Ultron's stronger and faster. That just like helps my scaling more, because I'm just trying to say like, okay, my character scales to this, he's able to perform this speed feat that he scales to, and yeah. So let me
Well, not necessarily, because if you can't compare them, if you can't say that these are one-to-one comparisons from that universe, you don't even have a you don't have an in their verse, in their universe speed feat for him.
You're the same one arguing that like Vision Ultron is stronger than regular Vision. I was trying to backtrack that.
No, it's working off that point that these two.
Yeah, I know, and then I'm saying like this. I just realized from this point that helped me more, because I'm using the character that scales this Ultron Vision due to this connection to the Mind Stone, right? That Ultron Vision is that strong, and then he gets more stones. Similar connections should be applied, and then because similar connections should be applied, it should be 73 or 383 to the 5th power.
I also don't think you can calc this, because certain Infinity Stones blatantly do different things and blatantly have different values. Like, for instance, the Soul Stone randomly has to have a blood sacrifice to it, denoting that it would be a more powerful stone. So you don't have a base number to compare these two, because you don't know the values for all of them, because they're not uniform.
The requirement of getting the stone dictates its AP or amp value.
Okay, how would you say that? How do you
Well, you're the one that pushed it. Like, why is like killing somebody means it's a more powerful stone?
So if there's no cost to these other stones, you would have to say that there is a reason for this stone to cost more than the others, denoting a higher position in the cosmic hierarchy.
Not inherently, no. You know you can like there can be a higher cost because someone cherished the stone more. For example, like Red Skull, like he was the one who was like protecting the stone, overseer, all that shit, right? Like it depends on who has the stone and what they're doing to protect it. Like, for example, the previous Dr.Strange, right, the girl, it was in a fucking random ass clock watch. That doesn't mean it's less important as the Soul Stone. It's just that the environment wasn't at the time that makes it to like the protections under.
Okay, but we blatantly know that Red Skull is not in control of that situation. He's very much a prisoner there.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that's the environment. Like, he's overseeing it, and then the blood sacrifice can be due to the environment that like he's like under. He has to watch and protect it because of that. Like, oh, you can't do that. You gotta jump off the cliff, kill someone you love. Versus like,
okay, but there's no reason to think that he is the one instating that, though. Is what I'm saying.
If I drop that, that still supports my argument more. That like not more, but it still that seems to support my argument that like it's due to the environment, not the cost.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's an innate hierarchy built within them. If the other ones don't cost anything or are just in random artifacts like the Eye of Agamotto, then there's no reason to think that these things are equal to the thing you have to murder someone to get.
No, but like, there's context. It depends on who has the stone, right? It depends on where the stone was before, like when the person found it. Because like if let's say someone found the Time Stone, right? And they found the Power Stone, right? But they think like, oh, me manipulating time is more important than me having strength. I can just like freeze niggas. They can't do shit to me. Why do I care about power? So I'm gonna protect the power stone more, right? So let's let's say he dies, but he wanted to still keep the stone out of people's hands. He'll set up traps and shit to where he make the time stone traps more dangerous than the power stone traps, right? That doesn't mean that and like objectively the time stone is more important than the power stone. It's just the environment that it's in. And we came what you call it? This is an important hypothetical because all the stones in MCU are scattered across different parts of the universe for the most part. I'm pretty sure the only 2 stones that were ever on the same planet, but they didn't even know were the same was were part of the Infinity Stones were the Mind Stone and the Time Stone. But people they didn't even know about that. But obviously the environment that's in is what's making it hard to get. It's not the cost of the universe talking about. It's the environment that's protecting it.
Not that this point really matters, but I would like to point out that the sorcerers were very much aware that it was an Infinity Stone because Wong says at the end of the movie, "Well, you're protecting an Infinity Stone now." But also, there's no reason to think that Red Skull has any agency in this situation. It's blatantly said that he's not the one causing there to be a cost to it, which is what I feel like you're trying to say. There's no reason to think that he is the one saying you must do this. It's more of a universal law. There's something special about that stone in specific that causes this to be the price of it because Red Skull's not the one doing it. And there's no reason to think that Red Skull is doing it because he's a prisoner in the situation. He's not really the protector. He's just a ferryman. The stone is very much in charge of what's going on.
Let's go by each stone I'm going, right? Which stone has a cost, right? Which stone has a cost, right? By your argument, okay. The soul stone has a cost, right? Would you say the time stone has a cost? You have to like beat the deal.
Sorry, one question real quick. What's the relevance of this point?
He's trying to say that one like a stone that has more higher cost would be like a bigger amp because it's harder to get. So I'm
arguing that the idea that they're all uniform in value and
yeah, and then you made
is not a valid assertion.
Yeah, and then you made the argument that like because one stone has a higher cost, it should be it should be like more important, right?
It should have there has to be a reason for it to be to have this cost when the others do not.
You use that to say the stones have different amps, right? So let's say the soul stone has a higher amp than the than the whatchamacallit stone. The fucking
Mine.
The Mind Stone, yeah, okay. Let's look at other stones that has a cost like for you to get it, right? What other stone has a cost besides the soul stone to that extent? No other stone requires you to kill somebody, right? But they are protecting and guard to the environment.
Okay, but that doesn't. There's no reason for their environment does not necessitate killing someone. The soul stone in itself necessitates it. So you're not.
I'm saying this, right? The environment is what it's what requires the cost in some way. Do you agree?
I don't think the environment has anything to do with it. I think the stone I think the stone makes the decision.
Okay, so let's say this, right? Do you not think that the environment the time stone is in requires you, right? The cost requires you to beat the sorcerers.
I don't think it's linked to the environment, as I said. I think it's linked to what the stone dictates.
Okay, but the stone like chose to the stone, whatever the higher cosmic source is, chose for the stone to be with the sorcerers.
Not necessarily, because you don't know that they've always had it necessarily, because the Sorcerer Supreme is a...
Even if that was the case, the higher cosmic cause still found it to be okay for it to be under the Sorcerer's protection, which shows that's an okay cost for the stone to have.
That's not a cost, though. Them owning it isn't a cost. You having to transactionally trade a soul for the soul stone.
Yeah, and I'm saying the cost for the time stone, right, is for you to pitch your body and on the line to like beat the fuck out of sorcerers and take it.
That's not built into it. That's just the context. That's not built into the mechanic.
but you just tried to make the argument that the
I'm
stone.
saying the soul stone itself
I know,
requires this.
but you're saying that the stones were okay with these costs and shit, right? The higher power, right? And I'm saying, okay, if we still made this argument, go by your logic, then that would apply to all the other stones that has a cost. That's why I'm saying, let's go by the cost one by one. Let's see which cost is more important on the scale. And if you're gonna say, okay, training lives is the most important aspect, right? You could die in battle going against those sorcerers. You could not. Just like it's an equal opportunity cost from that.
It's not even a cost for you to die. You have to give up someone you love.
Oh my god! I'm saying that you could lose your life trying to fight the sorcerers, so the cost is great.
I'm saying that's not a one-to-one comparison, though. Either way, this cost is still more.
I'm saying that's more important than the Mind Stone. Like, there's what's the Mind Stone's cost?
I'm saying the fact that they don't have costs would mean they have.
I know what you're saying.
Value.
I know, right? That's why I'm saying let's go by the stones one by one. Let's see which has a cost, right? And if it has a cost, it's more important than the Mind Stone, right? By your own argument.
That should track, yeah. I'll agree to that. Sure.
Okay, so we already just discovered 3 stones have a cost, right? The whatchamacallit? The not 3, 2 stones. Not the Mind Stone. The Time Stone and the Soul
Stone doesn't have a cost. That I never agreed to that. The Time Stone does not have a cost.
Okay. You were just arguing earlier that
I'm arguing that due to the fact that you have to transactionally drop somebody you love into a hole, that is a cost.
Yes, but you were saying that the stones dictate like where they are, like what part of the universe is scattered across, or whatever higher power does it, and then because of that, that's the price. Whatchamacallit? The cost for the stone. That's why the soul stone's on a plane where you have to like sacrifice someone's life. So I'm using that previous argument to make to say, okay, well, whatever higher power or the stone itself dictated, they think that we're going to put ourselves in the sorcerer's hand, and obviously the sorcerers aren't going to give up the stones, give up the time stone, because like it's made a big deal in Dr.Strange movies and that part of the community. Like, oh, this stone can cause space paradoxes, time loop, it could danger like time itself. So like we have to protect it with our lives, and obviously like they're not going to give it up cleanly. Like you don't have to fight them. Like you could lose your life going against that. So there's like a equal get the stone or die trying type shit. And getting the time stone. That's why I'm saying there's 2 stones that have a cost.
That's not a cost though. That's what I'm arguing, and I think we should at this point just move forward. We should just move on from this point because we're going in circles.
I'm gonna address the other stones. I'm pretty sure the power stone is protected by the Kree army. So the same logic would apply to the time stone based off that. What other stone am I missing? Mind, time, space stone. That's checked by Asgard. Same applies to the other stones, and that's it, right? Or is there another stone?
Those are all just locations. They're just who owns them. It's not like the Soul Stone is specifically under its own ownership. That is the difference. That it requires that transaction because it hasn't given itself up to like a master. That's the argument I'm making.
I think all stones are under their own protection.
No, not necessarily, because none of the other ones have that feat. None of the other ones have that feat of sentience.
I just demonstrated like the fact you have like a call, like you have a chance of dying to get other stones as well based on the environment they put themselves in.
No, see, that's not the same though, because that's not a specific cost that the stone itself requires. That's just what it is, and they have no.
I'm saying this, right? A cost for a soul stone is you die, right? That's a guaranteed cost, right?
No, you don't die if you get the soul stone. You have to kill someone that you love.
I'm not saying you die. I'm saying that's a cost for like someone dies, right? That's fine.
Somebody dies.
Okay, right? That's like soul, like that's
for
cost.
That specific purpose.
Yeah,
it
right?
is addressed and said by the narrative.
Hit the time stone, right? What do you have to do? You have to fight these people, and you have a chance of either getting the stone, you have a chance of dying, you have a chance of walking away, unscathed, to just all effort of getting the time stone, right? We obviously know like the stones are supposed to like represent the universe in some aspects, right? So it represents the soul, time represents time, space represents space, right? And they're like their own cosmic entities, and like they chose the environment they want to be in, right? Soulstone made that shit, or chose that planet, whatever. Time Stone did the same thing, etc., etc. right? So less weighted cost. What did the Mind Stone do? Zero.
The issue is you can't prove. Can you prove that any of the other stones have exhibited that level of sentience? That the Soul Stone in particular does, and it is said the Soul Stone is said to have like a certain sentience about it. Fucking Red Skull even says that it's different. He addresses it as different from the other stones. I can get that scan. Do you want to agree to that?
Scan. I'm saying we just went over how the stones have cosmic awareness. Even if you think the Soul Stone has more awareness, they still chose the area they want to be in for people to protect them.
Do you know what the Soul Stone is in the context of Marvel?
Marvel Comics or MCU? Like
Marvel Comics.
I don't think
original. Well, there hasn't been anything given to explain their to explain what they are.
They're different media, so I don't think
it's just okay. I'll drop that point, but I'm still arguing that the Soul Stone itself has sentience and the other ones don't.
Yeah, I'm fine with you. Has more sentience, but I'm still saying they all have sentience on some level based off the environment they want to be chosen.
Can you prove that? Can you prove the other ones have sentience?
Okay, we just went over how they went over how they chose the area they want to be in.
Okay, so you guys done with this point because you're going to use the 10 mark more to use.
Okay, I'll just finish the calc I have. Okay, so
yeah, finish your calc and we'll let the judges decide if it stands or not.
Okay, so this is Captain Marvel speed. Let me do the 76 to the 5th power shit. (76 to the 5th power). This is the number I got. So it's that. Let me do 363 to the 5th power as well for the hardball. I'm gonna get to the 5th power. 63, 66 to the 5th power. This is the number I got for the 363, John. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me do this. E plus 12. So this moves over 12. 1, 2, 3.
You're too slow.
Okay.
What the fuck, Tamaki?
How? Alright, this is number right there. Quick math real quick. Multiply and
okay, streaming.
Who's streaming?
Somebody else. I was making sure you weren't streaming. I was looking up from my phone.
Okay. Let's see. 164. (000). I'm stupid.
So was that the speed?
That's the
right number?
No, it's like what you call it. This number, like the 1 million times those numbers, like the low end and then the high end.
Okay, so sure. I hate you. 1 second, let me do it. So what do these numbers represent?
The imps to the stones.
Okay, and why are there 2 separate possible answers?
Because I said like okay, VSPW faster than eyesight. There's a low and high end. So it ranges from those numbers. So the lowest is 76, highest is that number right there, 383. That's why it's ranging from that multiplier. And we agree to that, like that specific tier.
7, 9, 4, 2.
We did agree specifically to those being the.
Okay, done.
Okay,
how many decimal places do you want?
How many decimal places? Let me see. Let's move it over to the amount it tells you.
Bro, that's like 8. Kill yourself. Let me just take a picture of my calculator. I'm not writing that shit up.
You're good, buddy. I don't mind.
Nigga, this is the worst math
No,
I've
I
seen in months.
drop this game for me. No,
I
no.
work in.
Oh, I saved it.
Bro, how do you math as a foundation student to math somehow easier than this shit? Like, I've lost my will to live.
Math in the go? Damn, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
26. Nah,
Copy X, me just.
I actually need to learn to calc. To be honest with you, is there any? Do you guys know any good resources to start to learn some of these calculations?
Just look at the equations.
Don't ask Tamaki. This digger does not understand trigonometry. Like, he's not a valid source.
Is that the low bar version?
It's both of them. No, I
Both of
didn't, but yeah, it's both of them. The fuck? Yeah, so the one, like, look at the 3, that's the first result, the 9 the second result.
Yeah, they're both. I'm pretty sure they're both higher than like the calc you established above.
Yes, both numbers are larger.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna speed both
It's
above.
a power of 9.
So assuming I won the point, I'm gonna speed it's above.
I don't agree to you winning the point because I don't think
I'm
think that you can
No,
illustrate.
it's fine. It will be decided by
Yeah,
judgment.
let's decide
Yeah,
on Judge, okay.
sure.
Move on to like our hacks abilities, and then when others end the debate off like that.
Okay. So another one of my hacks deals with AP. Let me drop this. I gotta get my Crucible scan. So are you aware of what the Crucible does?
No, dude, I'm not aware.
Okay, I didn't know if you'd played Doom. So I'm gonna drop a YouTube link and a timestamp. Just go to that timestamp. It explains this. It has an instant sealing effect. The creature that that's stabbed with it is eternally in stasis until that blade is removed. That creature has type 2 and type 4 immortality, and it is completely immobilized and rendered static because of this sword, indicating a sealing effect. Are you good with that timestamp? It specifically says what you're looking for is Samuel Hayden says that if you remove the blade, the Titan will rise again.
Okay.
Got you there.
Okay.
Are you fine with accepting that?
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Okay, so just so you're aware, it's a one-hit stasis weapon. It essentially it's a one-hit KO.
Okay, so it's stronger than. I don't think it's like. I think it's more so stronger than that enemy. It's not like a one-hit KO weapon. But
Well, it negates the durability of this creature with type 2 and type 4 immortality. Unless you're going to argue that your character's on like a higher dimensional plane, which would.
I'm saying like why it doesn't negate durability instead of just being stronger.
Okay, it also negates durability because his weapons scale with him, and he scales to the creature. So
yeah, but I'm saying why does that mean negate durability? Like that's not a good enough.
Okay, I'll drop the Duraneg point, but what I will say is it is a one-hit KO if it hits because he scales to the AP and the weapons scale with him. We know this because his guns do damage on a universal creature that he fights.
Okay. I more so think it's a one-hit KO in the sense that it has ceiling hacks and not that it's from its AP. You get what I'm saying?
I'm arguing that it is, and it does have that ceiling hacks, and that's my main point anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying like the one-hit KO is from the ceiling hacks, not its AP. You agree?
It is from the ceiling hack. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get Dr.strange like resisting his own ceiling. The ceiling is actually on like a universal plus scale. I'll show you it. He made a pocket dimension that trapped it trapped like Ultron Sigma, and it trapped Killmonger, Infinity Killmonger. and call it? Evil, I'll show you. Evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah, just show me the thing.
Get it. Okay, so here's his sewing hacks when it first shows up. Basically he made a spell that was like a road in the universe, and it was collapsing in. And he made pocket dimension stop it finally right there, and then he like asking the Watcher for help. Watcher's being a bitch, like I'm not helping you, dickhead. Rah. Then next time we see him, he's just trapped in it. He's just like right there. He's like sitting in his own ceiling because he wants to like wallow in his pain. Watcher calls him to come back in episode like 9 or 8 to fight Fendi Ultron, and then he traps people in the aftermath and like their own pocket dimension, so he could like he's basically like sitting in his pocket dimension he made for himself and just protecting like the people inside the smaller pocket, not protecting, but keeping them on watch, make sure they don't break out. Let me get that.
Okay, can I get this? Can I get that that clip as well?
Let's see. Infinity Ultron loses. Let me see if it shows up to that part. Ultron Digma, No, it doesn't. Second clip. Does that? It does. Okay. W.
All right, so I'm gonna watch these two like back to back. Let me watch the Doctor Strange thing first. Okay. All right, so it's 5:55.
Oh, fine. What's up? Bro, Tamaki, what is this foolishness?
Oh shit.
Interlark,
Yeah.
what's happening right now?
I don't know. I just got back.
Wow. Who's been here for like a minute?
Ask Donovan.
Donovan, what's happening right now?
What? Obviously a debate. What do you mean what's happening right now?
Yeah, obviously. I'm like asking why is no one talking?
Okay, so
Waiting.
yeah, we're debating, and I had to watch one of his clips. So how does this equate to? How exactly does this equate to a anti-ceiling hacks?
Okay, so if you see the first clip, right? The universe is collapsing. He makes that same pocket dimension to like basically seal the universe, I guess, but stop from collapsing. And he's sitting there, just like basically crying because he fucked up everything. And then there's Strange. Well, not Strange. Strange get called up later on by the Watcher to come help him fight Infinity Ultron. He does that, and basically after the aftermath of the fight, we see that like he can literally seal other people away, and he's still even after like going back to his own ceiling hacks, right? He can still move. He's implied to be able to like he has to watch those niggas in the bubble to make sure they don't break out, which shows how like people like he can resist ceiling. Like he's able to move, do other stuff inside ceiling, and all that shit.
That's not showing that he can resist sealing. That's that he can seal people. Where does he move around in the ceiling exactly?
Okay. You seen the first clip how it has the glass? That's the ceiling.
So, no, that's the pocket dimension he creates. Though,
Yeah,
right?
and then you can see in the clip I just showed you, the second one, he does that same thing to those people, which shows you that is his ceiling hacks. There's just making a pocket.
That's just a pocket dimension. Like he's just putting someone in a pocket dimension. That doesn't mean he can absorb a sword that seals you when it stabs you. That's not.
I'm not saying he's absorbing it. I'm saying that he's resisting the ceiling because he's already resisted his own ceiling before, which is universal.
He created a he created a pocket dimension. He didn't resist sealing.
That he resisted his own ceiling.
That's not sealing. He's just creating a pocket dimension. That's a creation.
Which seals and traps the opponent.
Okay, but that's different from a sword that stabs you and just stops all physical processes.
And you can see those people are trapped in the same thing. They're literally trapped.
You literally stated yourself that there is a possibility for them to escape, and he has to
I'm not disagreeing, and I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm still saying that these people are trapped in their like picture frame. Like I think whatchamacallit, that's from like the whatchamacallit, the power of the stones breaking. Because before, remember, if you watch the clip before they were fighting, before he does the ceiling, he's literally they're literally fighting over the stones, and you can see like a whole fucking force field of the feedback energy just like erupted because of the loop of them fighting for the stones, right? So he seals them at that exact power moment, right? So and if you see right there, like if you look in the crystal ball, the white shit from the energy feedback loop is still happening, even though like they're just stuck in standing still like that.
Okay, they're fighting over the stones. That just says he put them in a separate pocket dimension where they're gonna keep eternally battling over the stones with one another.
I'm saying that if you look at the clip, right, you can see like their face and shit moving, right?
Right.
And you see the white energy, right? But if you look at the ball, like their face isn't moving. The only thing you see is the white energy.
All you have to say is that from the outside you don't see the exact same thing on the outside of the pocket dimension as you would in.
Watch the Watcher clip, right? You can see before the Watcher enters the pocket dimension, you can see Strange moving and making the pocket the fucking his own pocket dimension around himself.
I'm talking about with I'm talking.
Yeah, I know with them. Yeah, that's why I told
you reference them.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why I told you look at the Watcher one where it's clearly a view of someone from the outside looking in, and you still see them moving if they can move.
Okay, but you're still acknowledging then that from their perspective they are moving.
But I'm saying from not from whatchamacallit, whose perspective? The Killmonger or
you said from Killmonger's. You were saying that his face moves when you look.
I'm saying before they got trapped, they were moving, right? But when they got trapped, they were not moving. The only thing that was moving that we can see is the white energy blast, which that's what I think they're referring to when they say if you don't watch them, they're gonna break out because the stone feedback is so strong it's gonna break out the pocket dimension.
Well, if the stone feedback is still happening, that would denote that they're still on some level battling for the stones.
You understand when they got trapped, like the energy was already out, right?
Yeah, but if they're no longer fighting over that, if they're no longer fighting over it, wouldn't that energy just dissipate because there's nothing to create that energy anymore?
I'm saying similarly, like how the ceiling traps you in a moment. The explosion or the feedback energy that was happening is also erupting. That's why like the Watchers say like, oh, if you don't watch it, like it's gonna break because of the explosion.
So you're saying the stones themselves scale above the ceiling.
Yeah, and then like we see he can move in his own ceiling.
Okay, I don't have an issue with that, but I wouldn't say that's a ceiling hack. That's more so like a pocket dimension and a time hack. So you see what I mean? Like
he didn't use the time. You can see in the clip where he seals him, the time stone was not revealed. So that's literally just a pocket dimension where restricted moving in a sense of ceiling, and he can resist his own hacks.
Okay, but you're saying that time is stopped in this pocket dimension, and that's how it seals them?
No, I'm saying that they're sealed. Their movement is sealed, similar to how like the blade stopped them. But the only thing that is breaking free is the feedback loop, which obviously like the stones are supposed to be like super strong in the MCU, right? And that's why like he's saying like protect them, watch them. And then he's able to resist his own thing that can like restrict movements to people.
Well, the issue with that is like, you know what? Okay, so my issue is that you can't say that him moving around in his own pocket dimension would necessarily scale to them being put in a specific special kind that you're talking about.
There's no
that doesn't
difference.
show that he can resist that. What do you mean? There's no difference. They
There's no
can't
difference
move,
between
and
the
he
two.
can.
Yeah, I know that doesn't mean there's a difference. That just implies resistance between like they can't resist the movement, but he can.
His girlfriend could also move.
That's what? That doesn't matter. I mean, he can resist it. You understand? You know what? You understand, like you understand in that clip, like he fixed like an absolute point in time, right?
Yeah, but the issue with that is how is she different?
Yeah,
from
I
being
just
able to
told you
move
difference.
and interact?
I just told you a difference.
Okay,
He used the time stone's magic on her to fix an absolute point in time. So she's technically like amped and resurrected in a way.
would you also agree that the Watcher would innately have to be able to have that same level of okay.
The Watcher has that resistance.
Okay, so shouldn't okay, I'm just establishing like everything here in my brain. So I don't see that as a ceiling necessarily. Shit. Should I don't see this as a ceiling resistance though. This is more so like a creation thing in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree it's creation, but it restricts movement to people who can't resist it. Similar to how like your blade like restricts movement.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with accepting that he could do this, but I'm not fine with saying he has resistance to this hack to sealing necessarily. We can leave that to the judges. Can I get to another thing that I have, or do you have more to this?
You can, but I'm also going to use this as a point to say like, what happens if he like you get sealed? Do you have like a showcase of like you resisting sealing, like your movement?
Yes. Yeah. So let me actually get that. Do you mind giving me a minute?
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
All right.
There are 10 minutes left.
Okay. All right. There's 10 minutes left in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to do this and then move to conclusions?
I think we can do this, and we each can bring up like one more hacks, and then like we can get conclusions.
Okay.
I think it's gonna take a very long time to get this game looking for.
Can we get a 5? It shouldn't take me too long. But do you guys have? Could you guys give us like a 5-minute warning?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, you admitted that the Crucible should have a ceiling hex, correct?
Yeah, the sword, yeah.
Okay, so he is actually hit with a similar kind of. He's hit with the same kind of weapon, but it's in the form of an axe. The only difference between them is that one's a sword and one's an axe. They're made out of the same energy, so it has the same effect. It's the same item, just in a different shape. The Marauder uses it, and in canon, he is hit with the weapon, and it doesn't seal him. I'll get to the boss fight.
Okay. Oh, well, please stop.
I dropped it for you. Do you want to watch it, or do you take my word for it?
I'll take your word. It's fine.
Okay. All right. We're good with that. Do you want to bring up your next hack, since I proved that my character can also resist?
Dr.strange can erase memories. So like I'm just gonna argue like, okay, he'll just like erase your character ever trying to fight him. And like I don't know, like he'll just like SBA just like I'm pretty sure like putting your opponent in a state to where like they won't like fight. So I'm just saying, oh, he like erases all brain capacity and shit. Like no more memory for you.
He has mind manipulation resistance. Can you drop that? Can you drop his ability to
No,
do
he's
that?
not. He's not like controlling your mind. He's erasing memories. Like just those different things.
I don't see how those are different because he resists madness, and a lot of his resistances are built into the idea of his insatiable bloodlust. His hacks, and I'm going to try to demonstrate this in a minute as well for my final thing. All of his resistances should go along with how bad he wants to kill something, which is always just his only single-minded goal.
Okay. Can you? Okay. So I'm still understanding how like controlling someone with manipulation and then erasing someone like all of someone's memories are the same thing.
Because regardless, you have to manipulate the. You have to
But
manipulate
not
the
in the
mind.
same way though. That's the point. I'm saying like
It's not. This isn't a form of control. This is a form of like mind fuck, like mind hacks, and he's resisting it.
no. He's making a spell, right? That is not. He's making a spell that just erases the your memory. He's not like fucking grabbing your head like Goku, looking through your memories, and then like let's say like you get any controller type shit. Like oh now I'm just gonna take control of you. Like he's not doing that. He's just making a spell. This spell erases everything you got in your head. And that's it. Like he's literally just not controlling you or fucking trying to mind fuck you. There's literally there's no similarity between the, like controlling someone's mind and erasing something.
I disagree. I think they're very similar processes, but I'm going to just drop some of the scans for why he has mind manipulation resistance, and we'll let the judges decide on this as well. I'm looking for the Archvile thing, but I know we're running low on time. I can find something way easier that does the same thing because it's a mindfuck thing. All right. Okay. So here is a video of explaining what a lost soul is. It essentially flies in and dominates the will of whoever it is and mindfucks them and then takes them over. But this it drives them insane essentially. But Doomslayer's immune to this. They just bounce off of him and explode. So that shows that he's immune to mindfuckery. We got 8 minutes, according to Tamaki. Or actually, it's down to 6 now. Do you want to move to conclusions, or would you like to keep going with
For your thing?
What'd you say?
The timestamp for your thing.
Let me find it real quick. I gotta watch through a little bit of it.
Whoa, why did I just get moved? Hold on. Who moved? Who the fuck moved?
Let's move back.
All right, hold up. All right, hold up. I got a better video of it that'll take like 30 seconds. All right, so this shows one flying into somebody and like mind fuck, just like immediately fucking them, like drastically. But anyway, it's like 30 seconds.
I don't. It looks like they. It looks like they possessed and killed them by like taking out their skull, not mind fuck them.
So that's just one incarnation of them, but they do essentially like take over their mind. Their soul is still present in their body. That's a stylistic choice in this one game, but usually they just mind fuck whoever they're with. This is just the best. This was the quickest example I could think of on the fly with like 5 minutes left on the timer. So
I don't. I don't think.
I know you're.
Yeah, I would
I'm
like to
gonna.
more evidence.
You want more evidence on this? Okay.
Yeah.
Give me just a sec.
Alright, 1 second, I'll be back.
How much time do we have left?
Hello. Like
2
2
minutes.
minutes?
Let me get
Wait.
this. Um, 3 scare.
Tamaki. What time does your recording say?
Okay. So I'm dropping this. You can see about 10-ish seconds in there. This red thing, it shows that it shows the demons trying to dominate the player character's mind. This is canonically Doomslayer as well. The red, okay. Hey, do you want to move to conclusions? Because we got 1 minute.
Bro, I really do not see how this dominates the mind.
So you don't see the like mind fuckery going on there where the eyes go insane and he's like his perception of reality is distorted. It's him resisting mind domination, which would be a similar aspect to trying to erase somebody's memory. You would have to dominate their mind first of all.
He didn't. Okay.
Okay.
He didn't go down towards the door to check it again. I mean, I don't. Because it just looks like there's a monster down there. He was scared of. The player was scared of, and then he backed away.
Time's up. Okay.
Okay, so do you have a refutation to that point? Seraph, and then it's over.
Okay, so my refutation to that is you can clearly see that his perception of reality is heavily distorted, which would be tantamount to to someone trying to mind fuck him, and it's consistent with the series. It happens multiple times. I just didn't have the time to get the rest of the videos, but it is consistent within the story itself that they attempt to take over his mind, and it just never works.
So do you want to go to?
I guess in conclusions.
Okay.
I guess.
Wait, so can you?
Go ahead, please.
Okay, so do you want to finish this point before going to conclusion? It doesn't even get too much
I
time left.
would personally rather just go to conclusions from here. What about you, Jen?
I'll go to conclusions too. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so who's going to go first?
I went first, so I went first on premises. Do you want to, or with my hacks, do you want to go first on conclusions?
Sure, I'll go first.
Okay.
I thought that I won because I think I got my character like much faster. I think I established like pretty well that like which the Captain Marvel shit that she was going all out. She wasn't like mentally or physically fatigued at all. Like there's no indication of that. And that she got tagged while flying, and then she tagged with people with her combat speed, which shows relativity between the two. Weakened Thanos back because of that. So we argued over Ultron and Vision scaling, but I clarified earlier that sure, like actually, like I covered, yeah, Ultron can be stronger because it connects with the mind stone. That's fine because that helps my argument more because I'm just scaling my character to Ultron, like Ultron, like letting that Thanos just upscales me. I said like we argued about like it cost of the stones higher cost equal better amp. I detailed how like even like the stones had like they were supposed to be like represent the universe, aspects of the universe, how they all had cosmic awareness and chose where they wanted to be at. He even quoted the scene where like Captain like Red Skull said like the what you call it, the Soul Stone had more awareness, which implies they all have awareness. So that just I don't know, that just like shows us that like okay, because they all chose where to be at, and this one has like no cost, but the other ones has cost, so we went through. That shows us that like gave us a better amp. So they at least be within the realms of like perception glitching, and we already showed just how perception glitching works. And based off the calc, I'll just be like many times faster. My argument from before, like how we could outrange him and attack from afar, but we can't adapt. So he gets speed blitz, just goes through out bullying like that, and also have like I can erase his. I'm thinking like people have like a good counter to that a mind erasure all his memories you can't fight.
Okay. Can I go now?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So, in my opinion, I think I won because one, he never refuted my claim that Doomslayer has reactive scaling, and he should scale to because of that, and how we agreed that in combat he would scale to him engaged in combat. He would scale to be able to fight him on equal footing. So, and furthermore, I think I called into question all of his speed scaling, and I showed how, in reference to the normal MCU, you can't take Captain Marvel's speed here and transplant it 1-to-1, because I noted a lot of inconsistencies between the two and showed how they're not the same verse at all, and therefore he doesn't have a concrete speed scale. And I was the only one who could show a concrete base speed for my character. So I think I win the speed category. As for the mind hacks and the ceiling, I think that my demonstration that he can ward off mind domination should show that he could kick Doctor Strange out of his mind if that were to be an issue. And furthermore, I called into question how effective his resistances to my character being able to seal him would be, and I don't feel that he fully substantiated why him being able to create a pocket dimension would innately enable him to resist being stabbed, especially since he would scale to be relative to him in AP, and we know his weapons scale to his AP, and he agreed to that. So that's why I feel like I won.
Okay. So True. True.
Seraph
Okay.
on top,
Oh
nigga.
yeah.
Seraph
So
on top.
yeah. So True just DM'd me saying he thinks Seraph won, and I also think Seraph won. Like
Let's
True said he can
go.
elaborate later, but like my reasoning is so first of all, like the adaptive increase in power was granted by Jin, which means Sarah's character, even though he gave no AP scaling, would necessarily become as strong as Jin.
No, but
And
Bruce,
then
you're my counter that, right? I said that.
the speed, you said he goes away. I know.
No. Oh, so you think I lost a speed point then too as well?
I think
I
he lost
said-
a speed point for 2 reasons, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was saying like he just because it shows
Yeah.
that has a range because he didn't
Yeah,
instantly
he
come up.
goes. Your argument was he goes back and it's like beats the nigger up out of range, which like was a fair counter to the adaptive evolution. The problem was on your speed point, he called into question like a comparison between the two characters, which would be the Marvel scaling to Thanos. So like even the baseline for your how fast they were was in contention, and I think he won that. But also the fact that he was able to pull into contention if a multipliers would be consistent would mean
Okay.
that you.
Do you know his counter to the Captain Marvel shit?
They were different. I'm referring to the Captain Marvel scaling to What If.
No.
I think he won the part of Marvel scaling to actual Thanos, but I'm saying this Thanos to Thanos. I think he won.
He didn't even bring that up.
No, he did.
No, the only thing.
Like we had a contention with this character against the alternate universe
This
counterparts.
whole argued about is if Ultron from that is stronger or weaker than Vision, so it makes no sense. But I said I addressed this in my later argument when I talked about Ultron having a better connection. I said, wait, I can still mend that because it doesn't hurt my argument because I'm scaling my character to this Ultron. So him being stronger than than Vision actually helps me.
I did verbatim say that I could also just say that this Thanos is
weaker, and I said
is weaker, and I said that you didn't have a refutation to that though.
I did. I said that you go. I said I disagree, and you never addressed that, and we moved on.
We agreed to let the judges make the decision on it.
Yeah, but if we're gonna say but obviously unaddressed points win by judges' standards. Unless
what do you mean unaddressed points win? Didn't elaborate.
Let's say I make a point my character's universal, and then my point never counters or addresses it. I won the point.
But the issue is my character already scales to your character, so regardless.
I made it never addressed. I just win the point based off that. You can even check the recording. I said
I don't agree.
Was saying I disagree to him giving a refutation to that a valid refutation?
He never because that's what he did to me. What the hell?
What do you mean that's what he did to you?
He said
I said verbatim I disagree, but if you want, we can let the judges make the decision.
Yeah, exactly. So then if he says I
disagree,
so
if I say the same thing,
Jin, if he says I disagree in direct response to you disagreeing, then neither one of you.
No. I'm not saying the same point. I'm saying that let's say I brought my point right, and he said I disagree. I said judges aside. That's for the Thanos point, and I said the same thing to him. He he literally didn't bring up he didn't do it after me.
So you're just saying because you said it last? What is that your reasoning why?
Yeah, never addressed it. That's the point.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, sure. So we can watch recording of that being then you also I don't think you're able to demonstrate multiplication. The multiplier from extra stones would also be consistent. So even if you were to,
wait, so you think I lost the fact that the stones have a cost higher than the Mind Stone, even though we went through the stones case by case.
You went through why the certain stones had higher fucking
I went through all the
requirements
stones.
to entry, but his justification for why the soul stone would be different is the stone itself is doing. Would you provide an
Otis,
example?
he literally brought up
Wait,
how
let me
all the
finish.
stones had awareness.